us build a bridge out of the good greatness we have in common. No more jail now. No more jail now. No more jail now. No more jail now. Scroll call before the books, before the ledgers.
With it finally on the top shelf, flossing you out of my mouth has become a tiresome morning routine. You left me with a twisted mouth, but I left you with a missing tongue ring. You give me an empty feeling.
When I'm out of rounds, I'm still in the ring, going through the ringer. Ike and Tina, Joe Jackson thrashing, bobbing and weaving like Yaki low in the back with the sides even when I'm tired, I don't know treason.
These eyes read between the lines. They say I'm the darkest star that left his brothers 49. Never changing like the truth, proof of flaw in humankind. But if I'm the blackest apple, let my atoms spit the vine. Let the loudest boom make cloudy shrooms like atoms split through rhyme.
My name's Tiff Beatty. I'm the founder and host of Art Is Bonfire.
Face, but melanin is irrelevant when all we're left with is a barbecued skeleton. She may have died knowing carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell or taste. She may have been raped, but we may never know since there's still no suspects, no DNA tested, no one arrested.
Fire it's a powerful, very powerful force, and sometimes we just need to let things burn. Sometimes we just need to demonstrate the radical power that I see that fire has. So, you know, it's something that's symbolic, it's something that brings people together. Sitting around the fire is something that's very symbolic to poetry in general. That's kind of, you know, storytelling around the fire is where this art form came from. So.
All right, I would like to welcome you all to Art Is Bonfire. I am the pyro poet Tiff Beatty. The love that I feel with all of my friends and family sitting around and just coming for the purpose of nothing else but to be together, enjoy each other's energy, and to burn everything.
In his voice just to prove it to us. Adam's apple, just natural produce. You see, he possessed melanin. He possessed melanin and he's not afraid to flaunt it. He's been factoring chocolate way before R. Kelly and Willy Wonka.
We started right here at Promontory Point in 2011 actually, so this is our third year. And actually the idea for it, a lot of people don't know the story, but the idea for it was birthed in 2010 when my family from Tacoma, Washington came out here to spend some time with me, and that was the first time that I actually lit a fire out here at Promontory Point. And we were able to just sit around the fire, just me and my family, and we talked, we told stories. My grandma told stories, my mom told stories that I've never heard before about them meeting and just things that were really powerful, and the truth just manifested. And I thought that that was such a powerful thing that I wanted to include my artist friends and my Chicago family in that experience and take it to the next level. So the next year we did our first Art Is Bonfire in 2011 in August, I believe.
What's dope about the bonfire is that a lot of open mics isn't surrounded by fire. It's not like outdoors and connected with nature and there's a fire out. So that's what makes the bonfire so different. And a lot of people come from communities where they're not used to seeing a bonfire. They don't know about like s'mores and things of that nature. So this event, it brings everybody from different cultures together, and it's just a beautiful thing. So for newer poets and poets who don't work with the poetry scene as often, this is definitely the perfect event to come to because it's intimate, it's family. So you don't feel like you're performing in front of this big sold out show or whatever. You feel like you're coming to practice and just hang out and meet a lot of great people.
I started writing, well, I've been writing since high school, but I really started getting serious in college. And then once I came to Chicago, spoken word just opened up my eyes and my mind to where it is now. This is an amazing city for spoken word. It's the birthplace of spoken word in a lot of ways, and it's just such a rich culture here that the more I got involved in the scene, the more open mics I went to, the more passionate I got and the more excited I got about the power of the art form.
I think we are the murderers. I think we are the murderers. I think we are the murderers. The bonfire is where you get to sharpen your tools at. It's a very iron sharpens iron type of city. You know what I'm saying? People come here from everywhere and cheat on their city with Chicago because this is a very iron sharpens iron type city. We sometimes are harsh on other people because we dope. We dope. It's a lot of us that's dope, man. It's an overabundance of dope, and I feel like the audience sometimes gets, you know, spoiled. But in that still, you know, the bonfire represents you sharpening your sword in a beautiful way and being able to let shit go that you don't need.
Anything could happen. It's always in the spirit of peace and harmony. So we have artists out there that come and just do their thing, whether it's spoken word. We have MCs that come out, people that play the djembe, people that play acoustic guitar, sing, pretty much anything you can think of in terms of performance art.
In this game, I was only a pawn, and you see, back then I couldn't tell my midnights from my early mornings. My excuses became weaker than the levees that held back those flood waters in New Orleans. So he even warned us. So we went from pop, lock into blocks, pop in the cops, watch into my own henchmen.
But with no tragedy, I fell off my game. Like Mary J. Blige with no cocaine, my voice don't have the same power. It's gone sour like prostitute draws, prosecuted by law, and I'm guilty. Guilty of not knowing how to express myself in a good place. I'm face to face with the joy that I found, and I'm still lost. My frostbitten heart has been warmed and unarmed. Now I'm feeling ass out like a porn star, because my happy spot is giving me writer's block.
Reckless teens who team together and wreak havoc on CTA. I see the way they beg for attention. Identify with the part of them made victim by a system that would rather jail than hell them for the royalty they are. I see scars that never heal.
And then also we have a burning ritual. So we've burnt the artwork of visual artists. I've burnt some of my own visual art, although I don't necessarily call myself a visual artist. I've definitely participated in that way. And then we just burn anything that we bring to burn, and usually that ranges from, of course, firewood, but you know, people will bring mementos or things that are symbolic to them to put in the fire. We also will write on a small piece of paper something that symbolizes something that we would like to burn. So the burning ritual is very important. Like I said, the performance aspect and just the culture and the community. We also have s'mores. Every time if you have a fire, you have to have s'mores. So it's really cool because there's a lot of people that come actually that say that they've never made s'mores before, never roasted marshmallows. So that's really fun. We always make sure to do that. And that's pretty much it. You know, we just kind of vibe together and just go off the creative energy that's in the space. It's definitely a seasonal event, and it really works best between the months of like June and October. So that's typically when we do it. We're open to expanding it, but it's really hard to get Chicagoans out past October, and myself included. So I think we're gonna probably still stick with the seasonal vibe. Also like the momentum that builds up over the year as people get excited about the summer and about getting outside and getting into the park. I've tried to drag people out when it was just a little too cold and it wasn't the best experience. So I like to do it at a time when it's prime for people that, you know, want to come out and enjoy the weather and enjoy the park. One of our major goals is to have it be a safe space for artists. Because we are out in the park, it's a public space, we obviously have limitations based on that, but we also have a lot of freedom. We don't have four walls that are boxing us in. We don't have a venue or an organization that we're accountable to in the same way as, you know, open mics that might be in a specific venue where you're working with a business. We are just communing with nature, and so it's just really important for me for it to be an artist-centered event and to have as many artists as possible that kind of create the energy and to bring, you know, everybody together through that energy. The biggest accomplishment we had was last year. We actually raised over $1,000. $1,000 was our goal, and we exceeded that almost by $100, which was pretty amazing. We were able to take the bonfire to Seattle, Washington, and we actually we did the whole thing right there on the beach, and so that was pretty amazing to take something that was birthed here in Chicago and that embodies the spirit so much of what I associate with Chicago, and to take it somewhere else and to share with my friends and family back in the Northwest. So that was pretty awesome.
I just love Tiff Beatty. I think she's awesome sauce. I was invited. I like the concept. I think it's powerful to burn things in the fire. And that's a way of releasing that I never really thought of before until I came to Art Is Bonfire. And I was like, wow, this is another powerful thing. And I teach a lot of workshops with young people, and so I'm always looking for a transition after we get to the point where, okay, we're releasing, we're being honest about what we've been through. I need a transition into a happier space for them, and so finding ways for them to rid themselves of those bad emotions and bad experiences, Fire being one is a great idea, and so I'm a fan of just what she's doing.
I hope we continue to grow and expand. I definitely need to hook up with the Park District to make sure that we're staying in line with all of their restrictions and permits and everything, but we definitely want to continue to take it to different parts of the city and also the country. So the next area that I'm looking at is Michigan. I'm hoping to do something in Michigan soon. Also, we're thinking about doing a camping trip and maybe even like a retreat that's centered around Art Is Bonfire, just to kind of continue the development and the growth of the community that we're building. We're at Art Is Bonfire. That's our handle. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So you can find us, again, that's at Art Is Bonfire.